Naveen Elangovan is a neuroscientist who explores writing science-based interpretations and opinions on interpersonal and societal events. His scholarly academic work focuses on brain functions. His artistic and writing explores exciting fictional scientific and technological ideas and what it might mean for humanity. Now let's put your hand together to welcome Naveen Elangovan.
Hello. How's everyone doing? It's a hard week. Let's get it through. So, we all have moments in our lives, right, that are missed opportunities. Like not waving at a little kid that waved at you, not kissing your crush when they asked you to, not doing well in a job interview, not fighting hard for justice for your friend, not hearing your dad's last thoughts on a video call before he walked into a major surgery. I'm going to talk about these missed opportunities. A couple of decades ago, I had a friend of mine, Murugesan. Murugesan and I were posted in the same hospital ward in our physical therapy program in Chennai. I was Murugesan's mentor because I just started college 2 years earlier than he did. He was as much interested in anatomy as I was. I think most of our coffee breaks were about talking the weirdest facts about the human body. We were like, one day I just called his mom and joked about it. Like I told her that he's pestering me to teach me more anatomy, teach him more anatomy. Of course he did not, and I enjoyed discussing anatomy with him. So I used to quiz him about anatomy, right? Like the stuff that you were, not the stuff that you were expected to know for an exam, but what you would know only if you're passionate about anatomy. Like, when did Grey's Anatomy come out first? Not the TV show. It's a textbook written by the father of modern anatomy, Henry Gray. So, good times. So one day, Murugesan did not show up in the hospital ward. I was told that he took a medical leave. I was really surprised that he did not tell me about his medical leave. I guess the mentor-mentee relationship stopped him from discussing about personal situations. A day later, I learned that he had the nasal polyp removal surgery. So, and something gravely went wrong. I learned that he had recurrent nasal polyps, and he had the surgery 3 times before. So he was operated by a resident surgeon. He did not conduct the necessary procedures, the investigations that you're supposed to do before the surgery. So he tried to block a blood vessel. He accidentally blocked a rare arterial anastomosis, which supplies the blood vessel to the brain. Being the passionate anatomist, Murugesan would have known, would have told them if he was not sedated and unconscious. Unlucky for him, he had a massive stroke that took his life 2 days later. With this thing happening in the hospital we were studying at, I had connections in every department. With the help of an ICU nurse, I accessed the case sheet and learned about the harrowing details of everything that went wrong during the surgery. It was a simple, preventable medical blunder that took the life of my friend, right? A public hospital, a top-tier one in the state, that provides healthcare free of cost to everyone, funded by taxpayers' money, did not have the safeguards to protect the life of one of its own students. Think about the irony. right? So, facing the grief for the first time, I couldn't control myself from feeling the anger against the inadequacy of the system to protect the life of one of its own. So did the whole college, so did everyone in the college, and I gathered all of my friends, everyone in the college, right, to fight against this system that did not have the checks and balances to protect the life of my friend. I gathered advice from the Student Federation of India, the State Law College, the City Assistant Commissioner of Police, and some few politicians, right, to understand what we could legally do. We figured we could go on a strike. We went on a strike, right? So we fought against the inadequacy of the system, right? We questioned every healthcare authority to write policies and laws to protect the poor, the discriminated, the weak, people from all walks of life, right? The movement got so intense, it was crazy to recognize the undercover cops around you, trying to recognize and track all of your movements. It was crazy. A group of 100-odd college students are fighting against this healthcare system, a small bolt in the gargantuan machinery of the government that runs society. We failed miserably. Right? One of my friends said if he had asked for a post-mortem, we could have won. Another friend said, hey, they changed the case sheets, they rewrote everything from the scratch, there's nothing to show. Another friend, the state health minister was so cunning and manipulative. Right, so they were all discussing. I felt an intense spike in cortisol, right, signaling danger. I felt an intense increase in adrenaline and norepinephrine. I want to fight, I want to run, I want to punch holes on everything around me. The 21-year-old me was angry and sad simultaneously and wanted to fight the injustice for the rest of my life. But I had a cute girlfriend who asked me to go on a vacation to Goa, and I said yes. So we went on a vacation. Getting back from the vacation, I was about to drop the luggage in the home. Like all millennials who grew up in India would have felt, my mom asked a wise question. Would in solo? Log kya kahenge? What will people say? I dropped the urge to fight the social injustice with my luggage. I heeded and promptly moved on to more ambitious career-oriented goals. I moved to Minnesota on the doctorate in neuroscience. Right, 15 years passed by. 5 years ago, today, with an ambu bag on one side of the head, with Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu Bible on the other side, with ventilator pipes on one side and medicine drips on the other side of the chest, beats a heart with lots of unfulfilled dreams, while the liver, the kidneys, and the brain are preparing to let the soul leave its earthen abode to live only in the lives of, or live only in the memories of all the lives my dad has touched all his life. The chief cardiac surgeon missed to see arterial anastomosis that supplies the spinal cord during a coronary artery bypass grafting surgery. It's a heart surgery. My dad ends up with a stroke in the spinal cord. He's paralyzed below his neck. a chief pulmonologist fails to diagnose a lung infection from the ventilator. A neurosurgeon tries to convince me, right, a neuroscientist and a trained physical therapist, that my dad is just weak from the surgery and his spinal cord is A-OK. An internal medicine specialist tries to convince me that my dad is just not eating properly. There's no infection. I know my dad, right? So I know he's trying to mime something to me. He wants something to eat, something specific. I could not recognize what he's wanting. He could not speak because of the ventilator pipes. Like he's breathing out of the ventilator pipes. The unbearable pain of not being able to recognize what your dad wants on his deathbed. The Indian Penal Code defines negligence as not possessing the requisite knowledge that you profess to possess, or not exercising reasonable competence on the skill that you're supposed to possess. If any of these doctors had exercised reasonable competence or skill, my dad's fate would have been different. The voice of a US-educated neuroscientist did not change the minds of capitalistic, self-obsessed, egotistical white coats in the hospital. Several hours after my dad's organs started shutting down, the test results came and showed that there is a hospital-acquired multi-antibiotic resistant bacillus ravaging every single cell in my dad's body. I asked my dad whether what he wanted was gulab jamun. That's his favorite dessert. He says yes. So that's, yeah, so, I'm blanking on my thought here. So, yeah, I could not tell my mom that he's not coming back. I could not tell my brother that he should have just allowed me to speak on the video call for a few more minutes so that I could have heard his thoughts, last thoughts. I never spoke to him after that. I could not eat gulab jamun without swallowing the guilt of not getting one for my dad on his deathbed. My dad's friend said my dad is just another anecdote among the millions of unreported medical letters in India. A Harvard study estimated that there are about 5 million deaths annually in India due to medical negligence. An investigative journalist found that at least, as high as 70% of medical deaths in the hospital are due to medical negligence. A cousin of mine found through a Google search that from 2017 to 2022, a mere 1,000 criminal cases were reported against medical professionals due to alleged medical negligence causing deaths in India. Look at the sheer magnitude of that. 25 million deaths, 1,000 cases registered. Right? I, yet again, felt the intense spike in cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, all these chemicals, right? So, this time, the grief was different. It was complicated, right? There in the ICU room, waiting, I felt like every single nerve ending in my body is paining. I felt holes are being punched everywhere on my body. I felt the part of my childhood slowly disintegrate with my dad. I felt disgusted for chasing yet another career ambitious goal in a foreign country. I hated myself for not spending enough time with my dad. I felt guilty that I did not fight harder with the physicians. I felt guilty that I did not fight the healthcare system when my friend Murugesan passed away. I was reminded of the echoes of an unorchestrated symphony. They haunt the living hell out of my life. Unlike Murugesan, my dad was admitted in a top-tier hospital, private hospital in the state. Unlike public hospitals, doctors with deep pockets in these private hospitals can hire expensive legal counsel. One could get wrongly convicted on a non-bailable offense if you question someone in a private hospital, a medical professional in a private hospital. No strikes, no demonstrations, no undercover cops, no state health minister, no postmortem. My dad's remains were received by a single signature. Naveen Elangovan. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Naveen, for sharing such a deeply personal and raw story. And listening to your story brings up so many emotions: anger, grief, sadness, and also the sense of the loss that only comes with missed chances and unresolved questions. It's a reminder that even in our advanced systems, that the human element and our compassion is what makes it more a difference. As we continue the